Hello. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Politics as Usual. We're doing things a bit different with this year's Album of the Year episode. We pre recorded the episode because, life happens, but I wanted to still give you the fan vote. So, according to our fans, these are the top five albums. Number one, Vince Staples, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Number two, Jid, The Forever Story. Number three, Saba, A Few Good Things. Number four, Beyonce, Renaissance Act One. And number five, Pusha T, It's Almost Dry. Overall, we had 25 different albums submitted, which is a lot of albums. So shout out to everyone that submitted their albums. Also, a shout out to all of our listeners throughout the year. Thanks for checking us out. Now it's time for the show. Thank you.
Ronnie, you got to fix the banner at the bottom.
No, I swear I chose the right one. I don't know what happened.
We are not talking about Better Call Saul on this bitch. Welcome back to Politics as Usual. I think this is officially episode 109. We got two 107s on there on the YouTube currently, but I think this is episode 109. Whatever. It's the album of the year show, man. It's the seventh annual album of the year show. I think this is the fifth one we've done under the Politics as Usual name. And we did two under Don't Call It a Podcast. But yeah, we're back. As promised. I am here. Ronnie is here. Fee is here. Joe is here. Chuck will be here shortly. Or may not be. So yeah, we're recording this on a date that y'all don't know, but it's Friday to y'all. But we're here. How has everyone's holiday hiatus been?
It was cool, man. I went down to Alabama and had some seasoned food. Saw my people. It was cool, man. How was y'all break?
I mean, yeah, cool. Same. I was in Bama. We were supposed to kick it with Ronnie, but my body said hell no after I ate a thick ass piece of cheesecake. It just all the toll of traveling and sleeping on an air mattress for 3 days.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like I ain't get no good sleep because on the air mattress it's a full size one, but it's only like the width of my body, the area where it's stable. If you roll off to one side, you're gonna get that falling sensation and sink. So I got woke up like most times in the night because of that. But it's cool, man. Watch this nigga Fee build a railroad track around a tiny ass tree.
Like that tree's so filthy, bro.
That bitch like 15 inches tall.
Ain't got no ornaments, no nothing, bro. Just some orange and purple lights, bro. That shit. And the train don't work either, bro.
You still couldn't get it fixed?
Bro, I just gave up, bro. That motherfucker won't stay on the tracks. Like you can get it to do about a quarter of a lap. And that's about
like,
it.
That motherfucker hit a curve, it just it fall off like Big Mac toppings.
Throw that shit away.
Joe, how was yours?
My holiday was pretty good. My mom came out. Niggas don't come out to Utah, so but now it was good. Mom's
first time coming to Utah
and hosted. Nah, it's her second. But I hosted and I cooked. Probably won't do that shit ever again. Yeah, I'll probably pick that. But it was good seeing her. Hopefully, again, she make it out here again. But man, I'm good. No hosting.
You don't
no
want
cooking.
You don't want to cook or host, or just like one? You want to do one or the other, or you don't want to do any at all?
Nah, I've been thinking about it, maybe doing one or the other, but I just came to the conclusion, fuck both of
them. I respect it. Yeah,
hey, I wasn't supposed to cook nothing. This nigga was supposed to cook. This nigga ended up on the couch watching football while I'm making wings for everybody while my mom and sister cooking. Nigga volunteered me to make wings. Was like, nah, he ain't gonna cook no dish, but he can make a wing. This nigga ain't make no mashed potatoes, no mac and cheese, no nothing.
The important people already had a handle.
Niggas. Well, anyway, man. Yeah. If you're new here, if you've never experienced an album of the year show, typically what we do is we take our 10 favorite / best albums of the year among the four of us, or if Chuck makes it back on. We've had different formats over the years. We've had people pop in and tell us their top 5. We did a March Madness style bracket one year, and we'll probably never go back to that because when you let the people pick, they be picking some weak ass albums, like fucking Travis Scott. Hey, listen, man. So yeah, we're gonna rattle off our. We'll give some honorable mention, our 10 through 6, and then for our top 5, we'll actually kind of talk about like what we liked about those. Although I know there's one album that's probably going to end up at least between the 3 of us in our top 5. So whoever has it last will probably all wax poetic about said album. So we don't know who has what. Normally we get sneak peeks, but this year for whatever reason we ain't really talked about it. But who leading us off with honorable mentions?
I can kick it off because and I do want to hear Joe's opinion on this because I'm always interested to hear like his viewpoint. But basically I'm setting you up for him saying this is a dirt year, but I actually think this was a really, really, really good year, and not so much so that my honorable mention isn't even an honorable mention. I actually think I could stretch my list out to 20. So I'm going to give you 11 through 20 essentially. So, when I rattle this off, imagine that I'm going like essentially like 10 to 1. And my number 1 is going to surprise at least one person here. So yeah, to start off, honorable mentions, West Side Gun 10, Kenny Beats, a fully instrumental album by the producer Kenny Beats, Louis, but it's really good. Wiz Khalifa, Big Crit, Smoke Dizza, Girl Talk, Full Court Press, Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4, Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, The Cool Kids, Baby Oil Suitcase / Chill Out, The Weeknd, Dawn FM, IDK and K Drenata, Simple, Black Thought and Danger Mouse, Cheat Codes, and Lupe Fiasco, Drill Music and Zion. So yeah, that like in a normal year, like 5 years ago, that would have been a solid top 10. But like I feel like it's so deep this year. This is
I had Full Court Press on there, The Cool Kids. One of my honorable mentions I know is in a couple of y'all top 10s, but Boogie, More Black Superheroes, Moonchild, Starfruit, Drill Music and Zion. Five Dog released a posthumous album, and Ari Lennox, ASL. Fee, Joe, y'all want to get y'all honorable mentions? One of y'all?
I go. This nigga Joe.
Oh, he can go. I don't got none.
Oh yeah, Joe. Joe don't got none.
I got Larry Jule's Spaceships on the Blade. I got a DJ Khaled, God Did. That album got a bunch of nice cuts on there that I fuck with. Trapper Mandel, Hard Times. No, gotta have my feelings. Hey, bro, that's my boy, bro.
I'm laughing at AJ. He know I'm laughing.
Nicholas.
Oh, wow,
Craven,
me looking around.
Nicholas Craven and Bodie James, Fair Exchange, No Robbery.
Can't be too careful.
Little Baby, It's Only Me, and then Nas, King's Disease 3.
Oh yeah, King's Disease 3, 2 on my honorable mention. Forgot to list that for some reason. All right, Ronnie, you want to start off with your 10 through 6?
Yeah, so 10 through 6, number 10, Lucky Day, Candy Drip, wildest cover of the year, but it's still a good album. So I'm not gonna hold that.
I couldn't include it for that very reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't listen to it because of that cover.
But no, it's a really good album. It's like one of the better R&B albums that we've received in like recent history. My number 9 is Joey Badass 2000. My number 8, the one of the best out right now. Shout out to Florence Welch, Florence and the Machine, Dance Fever. Number 7, AJ's favorite rapper Smino, Love for Rent. And number 6, Westside Boogie, More Black Superheroes.
Chuck said his internet won't be back up till 3 a.m. So he did
Oh,
say
damn.
he did say that it is. He said his prayers down for Midster Morale and the Midsteppers album. He wanted me to get that message to the people. Out Shala. My 10 through 6, number 10, Robert Glasper, Black Radio 3. Number 9, India Shawn, Before We Go Deeper. Number 8, Saba, A Few Good Things. Number 7, Malia was After I Love You. And 6, Matt Keen and Esta, Intersections. Chuck sent me his list. Y'all give y'all 10 through 6, and then I'll rattle off Chuck's list.
All right, at number 10, I got Dram. What had happened was, and the only reason it's not higher because it just came out in November. So, like, I know I feel like this album could be like a top album like next year. It's really fire though. Number 9, Currency, Continuance with the I think that was with Alchemist. Number 8, Full Court Press.
Alchemist, yeah.
Number 7, I got Future, I Never Liked You. And then number 6, I got Aaron Ray, Hello Poison.
Shout out to Cuz. All right, Joe.
Yeah, I only got a number 6, and Fee just said it. Yep. Hey,
Yeah, you ain't number 10.
Fee just said it.
Oh, you had Hello Poison.
I
number
was
6?
gonna. Nah. I was gonna joke and give y'all 6 through 10, and then they actually be out, but nah, we just gonna go with Currency, Currency and Alchemist. That's my 6.
All right, Chuck's list. His honorable mention is Ari Lennox, IDK, Duran Bernard. Ari Lennox, HX Location, IDK Simple, Duran Bernard, Wonderlust, Raven Lene, Hypnos, Pusha T is Almost Dry, Smino, Love for Rent, Cypho, She Might Bleed, Lupe, Drill Music in Zion, and Aaron Ray, Hello Poison. And then at 10, he had Drum. What had happened was 9, Saba, A Few Good Things, 8, Jid, The Forever Story, 7, Steve Lacy, Gemini Wright, 6, Alex Isley, Marigold, 5, Westside Boogie, More Black Superheroes, 4, India Shawn, Before We Go Deeper, 3, Lucky Day, Candy Drip, 2, Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart, and number 1, Beyonce, Renaissance. Oh, goddamn, I just realized I missed one of my shit. Well, yeah, bump everything down from 6 through 10 on my list. Number 6, Jid, The Forever Story. I forgot to add that motherfucker on there.
Was it really that fire if you forgot it?
Dog, it's just been a good year, man.
All right.
Facts.
All right.
All right. And
All
I've been
right.
delirious from moving and being Two Gun Un in my apartment. That's an inside joke, but all right, Ronnie, what you have for number 5?
Saba, A Few Good Things. So I'm gonna talk about this like briefly. So I liked it when it first dropped, but something compelled me to like go back to it like a month later and like just really listen to it. And it's a damn good album. Like start to finish. I really like it. So yeah, Saba, A Few Good Things. I think he's found like his little lane, and yeah, he's pumping out quality right now. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Crazy Black Thought verse on that album too.
Yes,
I mean,
to close out the album. Yes,
most Black Thought verses are crazy, but you know, for me, number 5, I had Hoblo Brown, their debut album, self-titled Hoblo Brown. 3 of the quirkiest looking white dudes you will ever see, and they make some insanely soulful music. Chasing the Shadows is one of my favorite songs this year. But just start to finish, it's a real quality project. You know it's fire if I'm hyping these cats. One of the dudes grew up in Singapore, the lead singer. He plays keyboard, and he got like the '80s Burt Reynolds porn stash.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, and these niggas be on stage like dressed like they fresh out of a '60s studio session. It's some of the wildest shit, but they make some dope music. So yeah, Hoblo Brown. Fee, what'd you have for number 5?
For number 5, I got the Weekend Don FM. It was a change of pace from After Hours. It was much more upbeat, but I like the.
I already said your list, Chuck. But you get it. We all 5 through 10. So you can explain your reason.
5 through 10.
I like the sequencing of the album. I like how basically it's telling a story from start to finish, and you have a DJ like narrating in between every song. I felt it was a pretty strong project and a great bounce back from.
All right. I thought Dawn FM came out like in 2018. I don't know why. I feel like the album's been out forever.
Dang, that was this year?
No, it came out in like February, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joe, what was your number 5?
Ari Lennox, age, sex, location.
All right, so while I was gone, did Joe not have a 6 through 10 at all?
He had a 6.
He had a 6.
What was 6?
Currency.
Ooh, boy,
That
it's
Currency.
rough. I haven't listened to that yet, but dang, man, he couldn't even put 10 together.
Shit, he could have got 3 from Currency. That nigga put out 3 projects this year.
Hey, by the way, sidebar, that Joyce Rice vinyl is in stock.
All right. Well,
Stock.
bitch dropped 2 months. That when I say that bitch, I mean the vinyl dropped 2 months ago, and that motherfucker's still in stock.
In stock. Multiple
Might be a
colorways.
reason.
Oh, it's definitely a reason. All right. So, what was your number 5? Just for the people.
My number 5 was West Side Boogie, More Black Superheroes.
You can talk about it.
Oh, okay. My bad. I forgot what the structure
No,
was.
no.
But yeah, that one was actually in the running for my album of the year for a good minute. I really didn't see it getting dethroned. That came out in June. And we were already having kind of a solid year, but after that, it was like it's pretty crazy. But and I also had to go back and listen to a few albums. But More Black Superheroes is super dope to me, especially, shout out to my name, Golden Corral and the Mid Steppers. Everybody was celebrating Kendrick's album, which is cool, but what he was attempting to do, I felt like West Side Boogie did much better than him. Given like the multiplicity of himself, essentially. In the lead up to the album, he was rapping from the 3 different perspectives, and that does carry over into the stories that he told throughout it. But it's a very vulnerable album, which Boogie he already taps into that kind of stuff, especially on Everything Is For Sale, and even before that point. But it felt more poignant on this particular project. Dude, obviously, he talks about it in interviews, definitely going to therapy, and just the way that he can talk about, his past self, his current self, his potential future self, how he's changing, and all of that. That was incredibly dope. And the music is crazy. Like he can do so many different things. Kind of remind me of IDK's album last year. He can tap into a lot of different sounds and styles more than sounds. But yeah, More Black Superheroes, very, very good album. If you haven't listened to it, please do.
Hey, I got a confession real quick. My dumb ass can't count because Boogie More Black Superheroes is actually my number 5 too, and then Saba is my number 4. So I will kick it off by giving you the fact that I've already given my number 4, which is Saba. I can't count.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I can't either. Well, I missed the album. My number 4 is Joey Badass 2000. I have actually never enjoyed a Joey Badass project. I don't know that I've ever enjoyed a Joey Badass song before I listened to this album. But he does the Survivor's Guilt thing really, really well on this project. Zip Codes is one of my most played songs this year. He was talking on that motherfucking in the joint with Larry June right after it. And then the song right after that, he got a dude on his voicemail calling like, "Hey, it's my girl texting you. I was finna propose to her, and she got you saved in her phone as rapper." But then at the end of it, he just goes and he talks about his friend whose name I'm forgetting. It's slipping my mind.
Capital Steez.
Yeah, Capital Steez, who died by suicide right before they blew up, and he just kind of talks about the guilt from surviving that and dealing with his family and processing all that. But he does it really, really well. So yeah, I enjoyed that album. When I listened to it, I initially wasn't expecting to like it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. You got Diddy doing interludes for this nigga, Nas doing interludes for this nigga, Diddy just doing slick talk over a piano in the background, like on the intro.
Take that.
Like, ain't no drums that happen. It's like classical lounge piano going. This nigga Diddy just slick talking. So yeah, I really enjoyed that project. I was not expecting to. Fee, what was your number 4?
My number 4 was Freddie Gibbs, Soul Separately. Now let me tell you, I wasn't gonna listen to this because that nigga Freddie Gibbs goes by Gangsta Gibbs, and a lot of non-gangster shit be happening to this nigga. So I really didn't want to.
That's not very gangster thugnificent.
I didn't really want to listen to this nigga's lies, but one day I was just playing Madden on my stream, and I just had my iTunes on random, and Dark Hearted was coming through the headphones, and I'm like, hold on, hey, nah, this nigga fucking talking. So I'm like, man, let me actually listen to the album, and I listened to it, and goddamn, boy. That nigga Freddie was on there talking like every motherfucker song. Fucking Space Rabbit. He got a song Gold Rings with Pusha T on there. Like, it's a fire project. And even though this nigga be getting beat the fuck up all the time and apologizing later, it's still a solid project from this nigga, bro. So check that motherfucker out if you haven't.
All right. Joe, what's your number 4?
What's wrong with this nigga, man?
My number 4 is The Weeknd, the Dawn FM, man.
I was wondering, like, does this nigga have a number 4? Did he like purposely skip that one? You ain't got nothing to say about that album?
Good, man. Nah, Fee said a lot. Fee said a lot of it already because it was his number 5. So I'm good.
All right, Chuck, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is India Shawn. Before we go deeper, that one came out in July. It was right after the West Side Boogie joint. And I actually still need to sit with that one a bit more, but like it just rides. It rides so smoothly all the way through. Like
till that track with 6 Lack, like that it kind of.
You don't like the 6 Lack joint?
It throws like the Anderson .Paak joint picks it back up, but the joint
the tone of that is that's definitely we put this out as a single. It went off. We got to keep this on the album. Yeah. That one definitely is that. But I liked that single too, so that didn't throw me too much. You didn't fuck with the India Shawn album, Joe?
I don't even know if Joe listened to that album.
You don't know what that is.
Nah, I don't know. No. I like the 6 Lack song. I don't know about the album.
Okay.
Well, the rest
okay,
of it, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know if that means you listened to it and it was garbage to you, or you just didn't
look at his
to
face.
it.
Look at his face.
Yeah, but that can mean anything with him. I don't know. I really don't know. But India Shawn, like, as far as like the perfect storm of this year goes, this would be the height of like those artists that had music out but hadn't put an album out. India Shawn, Alex Isley, which was my number 6, Raven Lenae as well. Just like those people I'd been waiting for, and then they just all dropped this year.
I had never heard an India Shawn joint before I heard that album. Somebody, it might have been my cousin, but someone whose musical taste I trust put that up on their story. And so I was like, all right, I got to go check this out off the strength. And I was like, oh, damn, like that first joint, like Finding Love in LA. Like, yeah, you ain't finding love in LA. You can have a beach day. You can, you might see rain.
Everything but that.
But can you find true love in LA? I was like, okay, yeah. She talking on this.
You can find. We're gonna talk about true love in LA closer to the top of the list. But
all right, man.
we are. But yeah, her, Alex Osley and Raven Lenae were people that popped up in like my Spotify like mix, and I just kept them in rotation and just was looking for the album. I was like clicking their profile trying to see like what's up, and it just never happened. I'm not even sure what the thread was that took me to their stuff, but I sure appreciate it. Yep. India Sean, before we go deeper.
Ronnie, what you have for number 3?
So I got a little speech to give you before I go into my 3, because once again, 2022 overall, good year of music. And
unless you're joking.
Unless you're
he got
joking,
6.
of course.
He got 6. That's cool.
He got 6. He managed to find 6 albums over the span of 11 point. Yeah, he managed to find 6 albums. But yeah, my top 3 any other year would be like number 1. And if there is such a thing as like shifting the culture or like making an album that, you know, actually has a longer shelf life than just 2 months, and these 3 albums are it. And once again, my top 3 is going to be like a matter of personal preference, because I think they're all like pretty damn good. So I'm just gonna prep you for this, because like this is like,
I think I know what it is.
Don't put no mid up here, bro.
This is because I remember I was just playing Madden one day. I was like, let me put this album on and see what everybody's talking about. I put on the headphones. I'm sitting there playing Madden. Jalen tossing bombs to AJ Brown. Next thing I know, like I'm deep into the album. I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking phenomenal album. Beyonce Renaissance.
I know it.
Is your number 3?
Yeah. Right. And once again, this is only like personal preference, because if this is the thing, like if this was like the type of thing that like I like, that I was like mostly into, it would be my number 1. But it's just, but that speaks to the strength. It's like that damn good. I'm like, I normally don't like check for this type of stuff. And I'm like, damn, this is like undeniable. So yeah, that's my number 3.
Well, Chuck, if you shocked at that being number 3, I didn't have that anywhere on my list.
No. I knew that it would. I figured it would be on Ron's list. I didn't expect it to be on anybody else's list.
I like the album.
Joe's a wild card, so I
can tell you. I can tell you off top. That wasn't gonna be nowhere close to Joe's list. I can tell you off top. My number 3, and let me preface this by saying this is not biased, because yes, I am related to him, but I don't actually know.
It is biased.
It's not biased. If you think it's biased, go check out my review of that nigga's first album or the kidswearcrowds.com now that it's back up. Ain't no bias here.
No, facts. Yeah.
We did not grade that album well. Me, Ronnie, or Eb. Shouts to Eb.
Because I was like second or third cousin before I write this review.
Damage y'all relationship.
Third cousin if you want to be technical. But it's Aaron Ray, Hello Poison. Again, I liked a few joints off his first album. He did an EP between those, which was, you know, pretty decent. But I just thought this entire time he hadn't found his sound yet, and I think on this album he finally found his sound. From the intro, I really, Chuck.
I'm just saying, man.
But the intro joint, Serious, Freak, Bad Idea is my favorite song this year. That I've heard, mostly because it's dirty.
Dirty Mac.
You know I get out. But you know, Ty Dolla $ign got a fire feature. Van Jess got a fire feature. All right, Lennox got a fire feature. Like he really I liked the way the production, the way he took the production a little bit left field, combined because he is a really good songwriter. I spun this pretty much the entire summer. I'd hop in the car and let this motherfucker ride for, whatever I'm doing for the day. That was on. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. Shouts to him. He told another one of our cousins that the material on this is like a year and a half old.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and that his next joint is like taking the stuff that he did a step further. So I'll be interested to hear that. But yeah, number 3, Aaron Ray, Hello Poison.
When I was off, did you read off my honorable mentions at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there's a few in the honorable mentions that I think if I sit with them a bit longer, that I think that they would be in the 10. And Hello Poison is one of them. Because like I listened to it when it dropped, but I didn't come back to it until way later. I forgot about it because everything was coming out like back to back. Because that was June as well. Like it was stacked at the halfway point. But yeah, Hello Poison is very dope.
Fee, what you got?
Number 3, I got More Black Superheroes. Only reason it's not higher because he has a voice from Soulja Boy Tell Him, and that shit is ass.
Hey, Soulja Boy killed that verse, man.
Yeah, he made the song.
Don't call me about government.
And it always catches me off guard too, because like up until that point, like I'll just be vibing with the album, and then he comes, I'm like, bro,
Man,
like why, bro? Like why? Like it's a fire song. And then
2 slots because of Soulja Boy. That's crazy.
Hey, that's real.
it would have just been number 2, but nah.
Okay,
Like, that's real. Like I'll deduct it out points. I don't listen to niggas because of their names. You think I won't deduct it out points because you got a trash verse on that bitch?
Hey, listen, man. When I used to when Lil Wayne was like rapping elite, I graded his albums on how well I liked the baby feature because that baby feature was coming. It was like, how good is this baby feature gonna be? Like, is he gonna say nigga 100 times in this feature and make me not want to listen to the song? Because even me as a nigga who says nigga a lot, I get tired of hearing him say nigga. Like, so yeah, if you got a feature I don't like, bro, I'm gonna drop your shit down, bro, because it fuck up the vibe of the album. Soulja Boy voice don't match what this nigga's trying to do. There's no reason for him to be on this song. He added nothing.
Zero reason.
He added nothing to the song.
They don't have the same fan base. They don't rap about the same shit.
Hey,
they don't rap in the same tier.
Hey, Soulja Boy found a little pocket there. I ain't gonna lie. Like
can't even lie.
I can't even lie.
He could have found somebody else to find that pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell, cat, watch it hissing.
Nah, man. Like, don't.
He found a little pocket there, man. I was all right. I'm tapping my foot now. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, nah, don't. And what I was gonna say about the baby verse is, I judge baby verses off the ad libs, how funny they are. Because not the baby, but baby gonna give you some funny ass ad libs. If you want to hear the funniest baby ad libs, go listen to 93, 94 Baby off the Suffix. Where that nigga has a line where he says, I remember when I first saw Puff, nigga, I was in the project camouflaged up, like fuck them shiny suits. And the ad libs after. It just makes it that much better. Because it's like, why is that on this song?
Nigga, fuck them shiny suits. Nigga heard the nigga say it, bro.
We hood niggas, white tees is what we do.
This shit don't even rhyme, nigga.
Oh shit. Joe, what's your number 3?
I think that nigga froze. Oh, there you go.
That Utah internet different.
That's why he only got
my
6.
number
He couldn't
3
even
is
listen to 10
T.
albums on that internet.
I heavy.
All right, you broke
Here.
up, Joe. Did anybody else hear him?
Nah, start over.
Yeah,
But
start
your number
over.
3 is?
What happened?
We couldn't hear your number
couldn't
3.
hear your
nigga.
number
You broke
three.
up.
Clear
What is
now.
your number 3?
Good God, yeah, my internet must be trash.
We can hear you now.
My shit is Pusha T. It's almost dry.
You got anything to add about it?
Oh, I had some thoughts.
Oh, bro, I didn't know if I could hear me or not. Shit kept
Yeah,
fucking
no,
freezing.
we can hear you.
Yeah, nah. I fuck Hear Me Clearly and then Diet Coke has literally been like my fucking theme songs all year. So I'm kind of basing it off of shit that I've listened to consistently throughout the year. I know y'all
Why
don't
is it
fuck
be
with
your
Old
theme
Boy.
song, sir?
Every track is fine. Hey, bruh. Don't worry about what I got going on.
Hey.
Oh, my bad, bro.
At number 2, don't be saying we know y'all don't fuck with Old Boy like it's just a personal preference. You know that nigga's wildin', and that's why
I didn't realize that's who you were talking about.
Yeah,
'Cause
he-
you said that like yeah, I know y'all don't fuck with Old Boy music. Like nah, that ain't it.
All right, Chuck said his connection about the
Nah,
drop.
man. Every song. Okay, go.
Chuck, give us your top 2 just in case your connection drop out.
Vince Staples is number 2. Ramona Park Broke My Heart, and Beyonce Renaissance is number 1.
Right.
And like my top 5 kind of falls like Joe was saying, like the ones that I've listened to the most consistently. Like Beyonce's album been in rotation since it dropped. Vince Staples' album been in rotation since it dropped, and the spins are catching up. Honestly, that's why I was saying the True Love in LA joint. When Sparks Fly. It's true love right there, bro.
Yeah.
You can find it.
The love only a gun could have for its owner.
Yeah. But that Vince Staples album was a pleasant surprise. I listened to that. I can't even remember who told. It might have been you, AJ,
Chuck.
that told me to
No,
listen to.
Chuck,
Or
I
it
remember.
was you. It was you.
Because you were like, I'm going on a long trip.
New
Like,
Orleans.
give me some albums. Yeah. I was like, listen to Vince Staples. She was like, I don't fuck with him. I was like, listen to this one. Listen to this one. If you don't listen to nothing else, listen to this one.
Yep, and here it is, number 2. It really was fighting for that number 1 spot. But the album is fire, top to bottom.
All right. Ronnie, what's your number 2?
I gotta circle back around to something real quick because y'all know like Pusha T is like one of my favorite rappers, like just period, like of my lifetime. And I was out Diet Coke dropping, that shit was phenomenal. This album is ass, like all the way through, top to bottom.
Whoa.
Shit is a 2-pack of ass.
This album is hot fucking garbage. I'm so disappointed.
Ass all the way through top to bottom.
I am so disappointed in this album. Like we got a good Malice verse, true enough, but I am so disappointed in this album. Like this shit sound like throwaways. Like what the fuck are you doing? But anyway, let me go to my number 2. My number 2 like was my number 1 for like most of the year, and my number 1 and 2 can like alternate based on how I feel. But to me, Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Like this is like Vince Staples' like statement album. Like this is like his album that like propels him to like where I thought he should always be. Like I feel like he always had the potential, but this album like propels him into like that top tier because it's a phenomenal album, man. And I've been fucking with Vince for a while, but even I was surprised by this, like some of the concepts that he does, like because you get that nice little pocket of When Sparks Fly, then you get East Point Prayer, then like Slide, and so yeah, this album is like pretty damn phenomenal, like top to bottom. And for most of the year, like it was my number 1, but you should be able to know what my number 1 is, but I'll save that for later because I got a lot to say about it.
Yeah, I don't even think I know what your number 1 is.
I don't know what your number 1 is, bro.
My number 2 is Alex Isley Marigold. If you don't know who Alex Isley is, she is the daughter of Ernie Isley. Has been making music for a pretty long time, but I think this is like her first full-length joint.
Yes, sir.
Made it along with Alex Dine. And when I heard this album, I initially thought like, oh yeah, this is going to be my number 1 album this year. Top to bottom, it is phenomenal. Boss comes in and gives like one of my favorite verses this year. On one of the joints. It's straight, it's to the point. The production is phenomenal. The guitars from Butcher Brown. If you don't know who Butcher Brown is, if you know who Butcher Brown is, you're a music nerd, and we could probably talk about music. But their guitars, he comes in and does like 4 tracks on this. But really, it's just a low key album. Like it's something perfect to put on while you chilling at night, while you winding down. It's good to put on for like a a drive. It's good summertime music. It's good wintertime music. She's writing the hell out of these projects. She is singing the fuck out of these lyrics. And like, yeah, it's I've heard so many songs from her and kind of like Chuck. I was kind of waiting for a full length. And I kind of knew a full length joint was coming because I followed the guitarist of Butcher Brown on Instagram. And he had been like flying to LA and working with her a ton. So when this album dropped, it wasn't a shock for me. Like I kind of knew it was coming. But yeah, if you have not heard this, if you are a fan of kind of alternative R&B, check it out. Like I promise you will enjoy the fuck out of it. She is singing the fuck out of these songs, and this is a very well put together album. Can't hear you, Chuck.
Is old buddy talking about playing the guitar on Love Again?
Oh, let me look and see. I think he is because I think he's the only guitarist that like is. I think he's the only guitarist that like on the album.
Fully back that. The album is fire, and like Love Again is one of the best songs I heard this year, and the Robert Glasper joint as well.
Yeah, Robert Glasper, man. I did not. My cousin put me on to Robert Glasper, and his album was phenomenal this year. Love Again,
track 3.
He's actually not playing the guitar on that one.
Okay.
So he plays the guitar on the first track.
Yeah, whoever playing it on 3 smoked it.
That's Steve Octave, who I've never heard of. But he plays it on 1, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Fee, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is 7220 from Little Durk. This album, hey, look, bro. I know you're not a fan of him, Ronnie, but everything I be wanting in the album, he don't rap the best, but it's introspective. He got fucking melodies, fire beats, fire features. I get to trap, I get to shoot niggas, I get to sing the bitches. Everything I want out of an album, I get to do it on this shit right here. I took some drugs too on this motherfucker. Like I get to do all that shit on one album. But no, seriously, he was way more introspective than I thought he would be for like a drill rapper. Like Lil Durk is a drill rapper. There's the subliminal messages, talking shit to fucking NBA young boy on here. A beef that I'm very invested in because of YouTube. Like
YouTube tried to get me invested in this.
I just fuck with. I actually think it's a really good album, and I was shocked that it was as good as it was.
Yeah, usually I'm shocked because usually Ronnie and Fee agree on like they more nigga hip hop music. Like usually y'all like this with the musical takes. Because
I know he don't like Dirk, but I fuck with Dirk, man.
What I'm saying, because Ronnie, don't you listen to Trapper Man Dale too?
I mean, the Trapper Band Dale was cool. Like I was like, all right, yeah, I'd fucked with it, but yeah, I can't. I don't know. I just can't really give a Dirk at all because like. I don't know, like even I recognize it as drill and there's like a certain niche, but like he's not even like how can you make Kill a Nigga sound boring? Like it I just don't like it sounds like he's not even interested in killing niggas. It's just like yeah, I don't know. I just can't get with Dirk, man.
Nah, when I I don't know what got me into this album was a song Aha. Like when he put that out. And I think they had the $1 million worth of game niggas there when they were shooting the video. And this nigga brought like $1 million in cash in the hood and shooting the video and is talking shit to NBA Youngboy and Quando Rondo about King Von. So I don't know. I was just invested from there. And it like No Interviews is like one of my most listened to songs of the year off of it, and it's off this album. I don't know. I just fuck with it, bro.
Well, we lost Joe.
Yeah. I'd be interested to hear his 2-1 though, for real.
I'm almost positive I know what one of the top 2 is.
If his number 1 and 2 is
T Swizzle
and Big Steppers is number 2, I'm gonna be mad.
I'm almost positive that's in this top 2. Well, I don't know. Did Joe fuck with Kendrick like that? It might not be.
I can't remember. I don't know. That Kendrick was dirty.
Nah, they can't. Yeah.
All right,
Bet.
all right.
The internet connection even looking stronger now. He's serious with it. Ain't fucking up the number 1 and 2.
On my goddamn phone.
All right, Joe. What's your number 2?
Oh, my number 2 was is a Lil Baby. Again, following the theme of stuff that I consistently listen to throughout the year. I was actually waiting on his album since in a minute came out. So when it finally did, I was like highly excited. I know other niggas don't really fuck with Nardo Wick. If you don't, fuck y'all. Niggas nice.
Hey, let me interject real quick. Nardo Wick album came out in like December 2021. If it would have came out a few weeks later, it would be on my list. Like if you want to talk about some nigga shit, that album is top notch. That album is fucking
you might as well consider it because we always
The
do
deluxe dropped in 2022.
Yeah, we pretty much always say.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Nardo Wick, when he comes in on Lil Baby album, bro, he has a song on there. The beat completely changes. Fuck that nigga for that, bro. And I don't mean that disrespectfully.
He snuck in with his own beat.
But it was like this nigga just hit stop, like, hey, plug this into the MPC. Oh my God, I hate it, bro. I hate it so.
The second beat ain't even as good as the first beat, bro.
No, it was
I'm
like, why
listening to it now?
Like, why did you change this, bro? It's no reason for you to change this beat, bro. All that shit is filthy, bro.
Nah, bro, let that nigga get his shit off.
No, man. I hate that song, bro. I hate that song.
That is hilarious.
Oh my God,
that's hilarious. Ronnie, what's your number 1 album?
I want to go last.
Okay, well, I'll give everyone my number 1 album. It was actually, I'll show it. Motherfucker just arrived in the mail. Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. I've always been a fan of Vince Staples, the person. But his music ain't always been something that I've liked. I think it wasn't until Self-Titled where I listened to a whole album all the way through and was like, all right, okay, we getting somewhere. He's had songs here and there, but that off-kilter production style he had been doing, like I was excited about Big Fish Theory, and then I heard it and I was like, this could have been so much better. But this album, man, like from the start, for the homies, I got the fucking track list right here. Why am I thinking about this shit? Free the Homies, DJ Quick, Magic, When Sparks Fly, East Point Prayer, Slide, Paper Cuts, Lemonade, Player Ways, Bang That, Rose Street is my favorite joint on here.
Yeah.
He talking on that bitch. But yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm glad that he's found his lane. I'm glad that he has found a sound that works for him. Him and Kenny Beats work really well together. He managed to not make Mustard Beats sound annoying, which is an accomplishment in and of itself. He found a way to get a bit more introspective without getting too much into his personal life, which I also appreciate. So yeah, this when it came out, I knew it would take like an act of God for this not to be my album of the year. Just because of how much and I haven't. This isn't an album that I've listened to a ton. I listened to it a bunch when it came out. But I listen to more songs off of this. But I know I can throw this motherfucker on while I'm working and listen to it straight through because I ain't got to worry about stopping, skipping. If I got a tedious task at work to do, this is one of the albums I throw on because I know I can just listen to it and enjoy it and get what the fuck I need to get done without having to worry about skipping that. And I think the only joint I might skip on this bitch is it might be Mama's Boy. That might be the only one that I'm really just kind of in on. It's like either Mama.
That shit hard though.
Oh my mama.
Oh no. Yeah, it's not that one. Is it Bang That?
Oh.
I love the shit like my mama.
Is it Bang That?
Yeah,
it might be Bang That. It might be Bang That.
Yeah, even Bang That. I'm just kind of like,
yeah. I think it's Bang That. Yeah. On my mama. Yeah. Okay. I had them flip. But yeah, this my album of the year. This is one of those. I don't even know if I'm gonna open this motherfucking vinyl up. I might keep this bitch sealed. That is Chuck got that is how much I enjoy this album. Also, if you buy the vinyl off of Amazon, you'll get the digital download of the album for free. Which more people need to do that. If I buy your album on vinyl, why don't I get the fucking digital copy along with it? Do you want me to listen to this bitch or not? But whatever. Yeah, that's my number one. Fee, what'd you have?
My number one is Ramona Park broke my heart. I do everything to this album. When I get my hair cut, I put on fucking Magic. I play Player Ways all the time because that song sounds like I wrote that motherfucker myself. Like that's just how much I feel the strong. Rose Street. Come on, man.
Married to the game, don't be playing games.
She said we in love. What's that?
Grave.
Trust. What's
Dead
that?
Homies.
Us.
Dead
What's that?
homies.
Like what? Like you tell a bitch that us. What's that? Come on, man.
Hey, you know Vince Staples is in his bag when he starts saying "dead homies." Dead. Like that's how you know if he got an ad lib "dead homies." If it's in the chorus, Vince finna be on his shit if he say on the "dead homies."
Like, bro, when I listen to this album, it just give me like a really good nostalgic feeling. Like it feels like something that was made in the golden era of hip hop, like in the fucking golden days. Like the beats on it, the beats is fire, the content is fire. He's rapping actually pretty well on this, and I've never listened to a Vince Staples project, ain't never had a reason to. Well, you know, being on this show, niggas like, hey, man, check this album out. I checked it out, and I listen to it at least once a week, if not more than that. And Rose Street, like I got a playlist of all my favorite songs, and Rose Street is on that motherfucker. It was one of my top 5 most played songs this year. Like that's a fire ass song, just a fucking fire ass album.
If I have a bad hip, I crip walk with Rose Street. Come on,
Dead homies.
Dead homies. Dead. Be talking on that bitch, man.
Yeah, you smoked that shit, man.
Chuck, did you want to wax poetic about Renaissance anymore?
I actually was gonna say I got Joe's number one on vinyl. I go ahead and spoil the surprise real quick.
What the fuck is Joe's number one?
Hold up.
This nigga don't know my number one, bruh. Oh God. Oh God.
Lupe Fiasco's drill music in Zion.
Get that dirt ass shit off the screen, bruh.
You know what's funny is Joe is the one who got me listening to Lupe.
Really?
Yes.
Crazy.
That's hard. That's hard to believe.
So
that's wild.
So I wrote about this on the 10-year anniversary of Food and Liquor, which I have the shirt on for Food and Liquor. There was this dude we used to run with. I won't say his name. But that nigga came to the crib one day and like I think Kick Push had just premiered on 106 in Park. And that nigga walked in the house. He's like, yo, y'all gotta watch this shit. This nigga finna say the game. He's a cross between Jay-Z and Nas. And just because of who this nigga was, I didn't ever want this nigga to be able to say he put me on to something. Joe, you know who I'm talking about?
Of course.
I ain't never want to be this. He was the first nigga to show up like at a school icebreaker. This nigga showed up doing the TI, the business casual with the jeans. Like this nigga had on a blazer. And he once wore a sweater vest with a hood on it. Like he's that guy. But
a sweater vest with a hood on.
Hey, look, nigga.
I was wondering if he was gonna jump in.
We was in Express shopping for New Year's. Like we was gonna go out New Year's Eve. Like I came home from Japan, and this nigga's like, "Hey, I'm about to get this fucking sweater vest with a." I said, "Nigga, you about to do what?" I said, "Nigga, them two things do not. A hoodie does not go on a fucking sweater vest, my nigga. Them two."
Like why do you need the hood?
Exactly.
If you don't got no sleeves.
I said, nigga, what are you gonna wear underneath that, bro? Like you can't put a collared shirt on because then the hoodie's there. Like what? I was like, hey, bro, nah. He bought that shit anyway, bro. He bought that shit anyway.
Yeah, so he came in the crib and I'm like immediately because he's telling me about it, I'm not paying no attention. Fast forward, like literally the night before I leave to move to Birmingham, I'm at Fee Joe with our boy Ray's crib, and this nigga Joe was playing music on the computer, and that nigga played Lupe's Ignorant Shit freestyle. And like, nigga, I just remember sitting there and then when he went, check me on my $50 $59.50. I looked at Joe. I said, hey man, burn that shit for me right now. And he had the Chi-Town Guevara mixtape, so he burnt that for me with that and the Dear Autumn freestyle on there. And yeah, that's how I ended up becoming a Lupe Fiasco fan, is because of Joe. So him calling that album dirt is pretty damn funny. Even though Joe fucks with lasers.
I
What?
fuck with
We
lasers
ain't finna talk about
heavy.
this. We
I know,
good. We
I
good.
know a lot of people that actually fuck with lasers.
I
Hey,
fuck with
lasers goes off
heavy.
live. I'm not gonna hold you.
Stockholm
That is a
syndrome,
live
bro.
album. That
Hey,
You
album
will never
goes
get me to
off
see it live, so I
Hey,
will never
Exactly.
know.
Well,
I've
why
seen it
am I
live
there?
twice. That shit is fire.
When Lupe came to Birmingham, that nigga did The Show Goes On and one of them other joints off there, and that motherfucker went up. It went up. And that's one thing Lupe always talks about. He said, I made that album so that it can be, so I can tour off that motherfucker.
Man, it went up because people was happy he was free from the label, man. They saw the shackles fall off his hands, bro.
Hey,
They was excited for that, man.
Lee was in there that same night. I think he would tell you the same thing, even if he don't fuck with that record.
I ain't trying to hear it, dog.
Everybody
Hey,
loved that motherfucker.
I paid for that shit 2 times, man. I did
Oh
my
yeah,
time
I
already.
forgot you bought lasers.
I did my time, bro.
I forgot you bought lasers twice.
In my time.
I did my time, bro. I'm good. I don't need no more. I'll talk
but
about
anyway.
my number one, the Beyonce Renaissance album. Got invited for that too.
One of one.
And one of
The
one.
only one.
So I talked to Ron about this a little bit, and like that. I don't. Beyonce is like cool. Like her other albums are straight. There's like a few songs on there. You know, she pop star. I don't really listen to pop music like that. So like I went into this, just was like, I'm gonna just hit play on this. I'm up, you know, late at night when it dropped. Everybody gonna be talking about it. I want to see what's good with it. And that shit was fire from like the beginning to the very end. Like it felt immediately like a timeless album. Now I say that to say this because like in the conversation I had with Ron was like, it is hard for me to deny the number one spot because like the staying power of it is ridiculously high for me. But that Vince Staples album is creeping up there though. Like it feels like it's harder to see it because I listened to his music before. The album right before this one, I think, is
Self-titled.
Yeah,
Self-titled.
I think I gave it a spin. I was like, this is better than the albums I listened to before, but like, I'm cool, right? But like, it's like I had to like punch through not really rocking with Vince like that very much, and just realizing like this I won't say instant classic because you need time for shit to stand, but it feels like time is somebody's phrased it a certain way too, but like it doesn't have any weak spots on it. And it's not a short album either. Like a lot of these people that we have on the list have short albums, 28 minutes, you know what I'm saying? 9 tracks or whatever. This is actually a full thing.
But you know what's funny?
16 tracks.
It's not even a double LP. Like this all fits on 2 sides of a vinyl.
Yeah.
Like so it's long track wise, but time wise it's not.
It's
like,
not super long. No.
Yeah,
it's 41 minutes. But it's like it's a sweet spot. Like every time I play it, like both of these albums are the only ones that I consistently played from beginning to end. And like I just hit play on the start of it and I just let it ride. And it flies by. Like I'm upset when I get to the last song. Like, damn, all right, gotta run it back. But it might be kind of a tie between those two for my top 2 spots. But regardless, it was a strong year. I really appreciate both of those albums.
Joe, did you say your number one?
Nah.
No, hold on. I got him.
Come on, Joe. All right,
Nah,
Joe, what's your number one?
Man, look, man, nobody has my number one because don't nobody listen or know of this person, bro. Like, y'all know I be the oddball of the group. And for the most part, I listen to like pop music when other niggas don't. So, but I just want to make sure I get everything right. But all right, but nah, my number one is King Princess, Hold On Baby.
Okay.
Now,
Never even heard of it.
the reason why I like this one. So obviously you guys have all said, and I would think that'd be the main thing for a number one album. You want to be able to just hit the button, let it run. But I do this. But I like this because she's telling a story, and I don't want to give the ending away through what she's going where she's going through it. But the first track is I Hate Myself, I Want to Party. And the reason I like that is just like because I look, while I don't hate myself, I have real great self-esteem. I get in like lulls, and there be times where it's like, all right, I just gotta go the fuck out. I gotta get away. I gotta go somewhere, get fucked up, and not think about shit. And so for her to start the album like that and then tell a story and take me somewhere, again, I don't want to give away the ending of where she ends. It's really, really good. There's only one song on here that I like kind of skip, but and it's an interlude, but it's just Hold On Baby, the interlude. She get a little nuts in that shit, but it's straight through. And I stumbled on her from a song called Holy. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. The song Holy is like 4 years old. Again, I kind of ran into it when I was in Germany, but it brought me to this album, and yeah, I'm glad I found it. I don't think y'all are gonna like it. It's like pop emo-ish like shit.
I don't see. That's crazy. I'm
look-
playing Holy right now, and this sounds straight up like some shit we all would listen to.
I'm looking at it now, and I'm gonna fuck with it because it's produced. All right, so R.I.P. is reduced. It's produced by Taylor Hawkins of Foo Fighters and also Mark Ronson. Then it has a feature from Fauché, who like sings on the live Vince Staples tracks. So I'm gonna fuck with it. See, I think I'm gonna fuck with it. Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't know these things, but hey, man, I really like it. Like I said, I fuck with that Holy, that shit. I've been listening to that shit all year. That gets my day going, and yeah, it took me to this. So, but that's my number one.
I'm definitely gonna peep that because
I'm
I
gonna check
pulled
it
up the album, but I went back to the Holy joint. The Holy joint sound fire, like off rip. So I'm definitely gonna peep.
Yeah, trying to find Holy. But Ronnie, what's your number one?
All right, so like I said, I gotta tell a story to describe what's my number one. So, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, the last like undisputed, like unadulterated, put that shit down. The last, I'm just playing. That was on my honorable mention, but well, actually, Drew, I'm using Zion would technically be my number 10 since I can't count. But my last, like, in my opinion, the last like undisputed like classic in rap is Come and Be. A lot of niggas have since tried to like copy the format. The basically the mirror intro, outro, trying to like not necessarily make a concept album, but have like themes throughout. Like a lot of people have tried to capture that format. Now,
including himself.
You're right.
Finding Forever.
Now,
Finding Forever.
Now,
hey, Finding Forever was fire.
It
no,
was.
Finding Forever was fire. Now, this rapper in particular, like I think, and I talked about this with Lee. I think this rapper I'm talking about is like one of like the few like just aliens that we have today. But in my opinion, he could never make like a full-blown project. Like he would just hop on tracks and just rap. And he could rap his ass off, but he would just hop on tracks and rap. But
I know exactly what his number
this
one is.
album, if there is a such thing as a personal classic, meaning like this album means a lot to me, then it's this. Because this album is like I said, it plays with the structure of like an album like B, but it incorporates his like family history. And he does something clever. Like he takes his government name, by the way, spoiler alert, I'm talking about Jed, but he takes his government name, which is Destined Choice Route, and he flips it and he talks about his destiny. And he does that throughout the album. And it's such a fucking phenomenal album, man. He's breaking down his like family history and everything he's been through with his siblings, and
Bro, I did
and
not know that was his government name.
yeah, and there's not enough I can say about this album, man, because I listened to it the first time and I was like, wait, is he like doing what I'm thinking he's doing? Because there's it hit me on two particular tracks, Brother Them and Sister Them. Like when you listen to those tracks, he's talking about like what his siblings mean to him. And then he like in the first half of the album, he establishes like a like crack sandwich, talking about his dad who dealt with drug problems and how that caused them to like basically like be wild children. And then he talks about like money. He revisits that theme. This album is like fucking phenomenal, man. I like I said, I feel like Jid is like one of like the top rappers, but he really showed me like another level of like artistry with this album. So yeah, my number one is Jid, The Forever Story is a personal classic to me. I listened to this album throughout, and not even much to Feed's point, and not even a terrible verse can knock this out the spot because that Earth Gang verse is ass.
I was just
but
gonna say, I need Jid to get away from Earth Gang in the worst way. The niggas stink.
Earth Gang feel like they like it's a Dreamville contract stipulation to have them motherfuckers on your shit.
Dog, like
They trying so hard to make them a thing,
them niggas
and
is
it
so.
just ain't clicking.
And I get it because they're the ones who got like Jid to take the rapping shit serious.
Yeah.
But and
which
we
is
thank-
wild.
We thank you for your contribution, but you niggas need to go sell some
Hang it
weed.
up.
Y'all go sell some weed or something. UPS is hiring.
We already have 2 men. They just need a truck. They need
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you
go
don't,
load some boxes.
y'all need to get his rap thing up. Like when Yes Bob Sura called them niggas Outcast with 2 Andres, she was entirely correct because no one wants to hear Outcast with 2 Andre 3000.
You said who said that? But you just say
Yes, Bob Sura. Because she looked like Bob Sura.
the rise and fall of Daniel Caesar.
Yeah. The
Come on, man.
white woman Daniel Caesar ended his career over. That mediocre, the white woman that had Murder Mook laughing like a complete dumbass. She said that bullshit. And yeah,
she was bugging.
them niggas is terrible. Stop rapping. Just stop.
But
Like-
but yeah, let me
My bad.
Let me close. No, it's all good. Let me close this out quick.
Niggas,
But
them niggas is terrible.
but specifically, I want to highlight like I already mentioned, like Brother Them and Sister Them. Like the beat change can't make you change when Ari Lennox is like doing like just her Erykah Badu thing. But the beat change on that is so fucking crazy. But in my opinion, Stars is like the standout track on this album because I mean it's no secret now because I'm gonna say it, but you're listening to it and then you get like a surprise like most depth verse at the end. So yeah, man, top to bottom, this album is fantastic. You get to Louder too.
A decent
then,
Lil
you know-
Wayne verse in 2022 also.
A decent Lil Wayne verse. Yeah, and then you get the Louder too, and you're like,
We got 2 of
"Oh."
those this year.
Yeah,
we
so
got 2 of those this year.
yeah. So yeah, man, Jid,
well-
Forever Story, phenomenal.
God did. Or Hov did with the joint with Jay-Z, right? Oh.
His
You
verse
ain't like Wayne verse on that?
His verse was nice.
That,
on
but
there.
Yeah, his
that
verse
was
was
cool,
actually
but that's not
decent.
the one that I was thinking of specifically. I'm not saying that was bad. What's the boy name? Damn, the one that's that was dating the tennis player.
Oh, the Corday.
Yeah, the Corday joint.
Oh, yeah, so yeah,
Wayne verse on there was fire.
I
too.
forgot that album
I
because
forgot about that.
once that nigga came out with the mutton chops, I dropped his album for consideration. Nigga, you out there looking like Chester Arthur. I can't listen. You out there, you look like you fresh off a homestead.
Hey, you gotta relax.
Hey, nah, bro. That nigga look nasty. Like I forgot when that picture came out. I took my album of the year list because his was one of the first to drop this year, and I deleted that motherfucker off. Like I was like, you get no consideration on my list because of them nasty ass mutton chops, bro.
Oh yeah, you gotta chill, bro.
That album is a good honorable mention as well.
Yeah, that was
From a bird's eye
Yeah.
view.
That can be my number 7.
The first one was better though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
the first one's better. Like I feel like the second one, he's chasing a persona that was created for him.
Mhm.
And I feel like he's trying to rap kind of above his station, and he needs to like grow into that shit. It's weird. We'll have to talk about it another time, but he has a lot of potential. Though.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like it's kind of like very J. Cole-ish, but yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And we see where that nigga trajectory went when he ran out of shit to talk about. Nigga averaging 1.5 points per game in Africa.
But now what I will say is that though Corday takes his time though. Like he don't be
True.
He don't be just putting out shit just to put shit out.
Yeah, I can definitely respect that. So yeah, Wayne had 3 good verses in 2022. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
And Joe, to your point, like you said, like niggas don't listen to pop. And I showed Chuck this earlier. It's this Korean dude I've been listening to. And I discovered his solo shit. He's in a K-pop band, but he released his Japanese album last year. Off that album is 6 tracks. He is my number 6 listened to artist this year. And I when I was in the airport heading to Bama, I found that nigga shit and started listening to it because I made a playlist of all my favorite anime intros and outros. And like he has this song called Magritte in My Room. And because he's singing between English and Japanese, you don't quite catch what he's talking about. But I went and looked up what the lyrics are in English, and he's singing about being in a hotel room where the hotel room was decorated with Rene Magritte paintings. And so all the lyrics are about that. But each song on there's a comma with the year of the music it was inspired by. So that song is called Magritte in My Room, and it's like 2013, I want to say. He has Hide and Seek. That's like, it sounds like sounds more like a record made in 1995. This is not a song. It's inspired by like 1929 music. Like, yeah, that would have been in my top. Moonlight 2003, River Flows 1971, Hit the Car Night. 6 tracks, 21 minutes. I've listened to that nigga like 700 minutes this year.
But perfect segue, because like before we depart, I want to ask y'all, like, and you can like name 1 or you can name 5. Like if y'all want to name like some put that dirt ass
shit away.
But no, if you want to just highlight like some of your like favorite tracks of the year.
Oh yeah, that one I can definitely do. I had that list too. Hold on, we go get these shits out the way.
Love Again off the Alex Isley joint. Duran Bernard. Do any of y'all listen to Duran Bernard's music?
I that dude is so talented, but I for whatever reason I cannot get into his music. But I know he's fire. I know he's fire.
I definitely understand what you mean. Like I can rock with the albums. It's a lot of stuff all over the place. Vocally, he's gonna smoke it no matter what it is. But he has one of the better songs of the year. It's called Leveled. And I think that you would enjoy. I think all of y'all would actually enjoy that one. But that's another very, very dope song. I have to think a little bit more, but y'all go ahead.
So The Lights, Chuck English and Aaron Ray, Bad Idea, Aaron Ray and Blast. Thought of You, Matt Keen and Joyce Rice. Zip Codes, Joey Badass, and Gen Hoshino, Comedy.
Two questions. Two questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you went to Japan. You broadened your horizons. You stepped out there. I respect it. I'm gonna listen to the album. But my nigga, did you listen to the album I've been telling you to listen to the whole year?
Cypho?
Did you listen to the Cypho album?
We talked about it.
We talked about it, but we ain't talked.
Like, no, we talked about me listening to it.
Where was your stance on it?
It's dope. I don't like his voice though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like his voice.
Oh,
the
speaking of not liking voices,
fire, but I don't like his voice.
I started listening to Givion's album. It sounds straight at the beginning. No,
I'm still a rise. Like I'm not listening to that nigga, man.
How about it?
Oh yeah, and Rose Street by Vince too. So I guess that's like 6, but yeah.
Okay.
So
When Sparks Fly is one of my favorites of the year too.
Yeah, I was just about to say I'll go ahead and give mine. Of course, When Sparks Fly, Westside Boogie Stuck, IDK Taco, which is crazy because he's delivering gun bars over jazz, Smino Pro Freak, and Florence and the Machine. Yeah, Florence and the Machine, Morning Elvis, and there is one more shit. I forgot it. Oh yeah, Lucky Day Over. Yeah.
Hold up. Did I mention Lucky Day? Did I skip my number 3?
No, I thought you said it, but we was talking
I
about that
thought you said
fucking that ridiculous ass cover.
I
He wild. He
I
wild
don't
for
even
that
remember
cover.
talking about it. He is wild with that cover. He also wild for not taking care of his children, but that album fire.
Hey, nah, so
this nigga.
that nigga said if he paid for a chick a new ass, he put like a GPS on it, and somebody was like, "You ain't even that possessive over your kids," and somebody else was like, "Well, he doesn't pay for his kids, so that's probably why."
Hey, right? Look, hey man, if we gonna get Candy Drip, somebody will step up for them kids, man. We don't need him to be in the household. He can stay in the studio. I'm good.
That's how I knew he was up next, because I was like, we need R&B niggas to be
37
Yeah.
bad fathers again.
a
37-year-old
37-year-old
deadbeat dad.
deadbeat.
Yeah, J.
Like, I
Cole
knew-
trying to
got a-
fill that void, but
he
he got to
got a
step aside.
He got a lifetime of fire to make. That nigga 37 and a deadbeat. Like, you know that nigga got some wild R&B shit to talk about.
Yeah, Candy Drip was fire.
Fee, what's your top songs of the year?
Oh man, I got 3 songs off the Future album, bro. Like the intro, 7:12 p.m. Then it going, I'm that nigga. Like that's one of the most ignorant fucking songs of the year, like full of nigga shit, bro. Like imagine getting your hair cut and you just ride back from the barbershop with I'm that nigga as your soundtrack for the rest of your day, bro. Like just imagine that, bro. And then Holy Ghost, like I don't know, that nigga Future was talking to me this year. Then I got Lil Durk, No Interviews. That song just banging. Road Street, of course. And then off that Drake at 21, that Spin About You. That shit's so fire, bro. I don't know why that shit's so fire, but
can you do something for
but-
me?
that shit banging though.
You know, no, he says that Drake says that on the album.
I
know, but
on the
it
Ric
sounds
Flex.
it just sounds like very like, you know.
No, this nigga Joe dropped out.
Oh, and then Lil Baby, not finished in a minute. Like that nigga be like, that nigga really be rapping well on that shit.
Yeah.
But I got my actual list now.
All right.
Cypho, Beady Eyes, When Sparks Fly, East Point Prayer, Cozy. It's kind of hard to pick one song off the Renaissance joint because it kind of flows. It flows together, and like I don't really like them. I don't just go in there and just pick one song out just to listen to. I just let it ride. But Love Again. But my favorite song of the year is Cody Blue 31 off the Forever Story. And to kind of jump back into you talking about that album, it's on my top 10. It was number 8. But like, if I started at that song, maybe even a couple songs before or a song before, it would probably be in my top 3.
Yeah, there's like the 3 of the first 4 joints I don't need on that, like, or 4 of the first 5. It's something like that I don't really need.
Yeah, because like
that album.
he got like my PTSD was acting up on the beginning of that album because like you said it, like Jay be rapping his ass off on some tracks, but he just be rapping sometimes.
Yeah, like,
and like
I don't. Radar is Dance Now is Can't Punk Me. Like if you just went from Crack Sandwich to Cody Blue 32, yeah.
Like the because like the intro, you know, you talked about the comment in the B with the melodies or whatever. I was like, oh, we finna get an album about this motherfucker.
Mhm.
Second song, Typical Jig. And I was like, damn. All right, well, I'm gonna just ride and see if it's a couple tracks on here. But when Cody Blue 31 hit, like it shifted, like it really made me start listening to the album. Like that song, that's just a beautiful song. Just like the what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. The composition of it.
Like it's stretching that S sound, and he like sticks with that, keep on swinging a little. So it's
yes,
like,
yes, man. He smoked it, bro. Like that song is incredible, and I definitely got an appreciation for Crack Sandwich going back because like hearing Crack Sandwich before that, it was just another rapping ass rap song, you know, all just to my unfocused ear.
Mhm.
But Cody Blue went through, listened to all of it, and went back to it. Album is fire. But Cody Blue 31.
All right,
Yeah,
Joe. Your 5 favorite songs from this year, or however many you got, if it's not 5.
Coke. That's not 5.
No, I mean, however many you got if you don't have 5.
Oh, yeah. No, you good. Diet Coke, Push. God did. I'm trying to remember these shits off the top of my head because my phone died. Little Baby in a minute. Damn. Fuck.
Real nigga for that one.
Man, just go with them because I can't remember.
All right. Chuck, thanks for joining us.
Of course. Sorry, I missed half of it.
Oh no, you good. We do this every year. We don't know when we'll be back at the top of the year, but we'll be back at some point. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Kidswearcrowns.com is back up. We paid the rent on the website. Check out the check out the kidswearcrowns.com. Check out the KWC blog. Check out the kidswearcrowns.com if you don't believe that I wasn't being biased about my cousin. Go look up that. Just search that on the website. At some point we'll be back with on last week's episode. Chuck and Ronnie's are half of a new podcast that's coming. We've been waiting on that shit like Detox and J Electronica, the Real Ones pod. That'll be debuting soon. So check that out where them niggas argue about movies.
It's a very civil conversation.
Yeah, it ain't that crazy.
I mean, B Will's there and Lee's there.
We it's gonna get crazy though before the season's over.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I figured. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. We'll be remiss if we ain't say that. R.I.P. Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver, White Ranger, Black Ranger. The Red Ranger twice.
Today. Somebody, Allen, died of cancer. Lily
Oh no,
Allen?
yeah. That's a dump supporter right there. Talking about Kirstie Alley, yeah. Nah.
Sorry,
Like I said,
Thomas.
RP pre 2015 Kirstie Alley. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
R.I.P. and peace.
But if you hankering for some Power Rangers content, they got the whole OG series on Netflix. You can find Power Rangers Zeo, the whole thing on YouTube somewhere, and Power Rangers the audio drama. Someone made a podcast redoing the first 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it's actually pretty good. It's not like redoing, like they changed up the character biographies, like they're all from different cities. The first episode, you find out Jason has a crush on Kimberly, so that I'm interested to see how that plays when Tommy comes in. But yeah, just rest in peace, Jason David Frank, because that nigga is the Green Ranger, went up in the Megazord with no Zord, beat all 5 Rangers' asses, threw them out they shit, and then threw a Kamehameha at Jason after throwing his sword at that nigga.
Disrespectful. Highly disrespectful.
The greatest nigga. But yeah, we'll be back next year. Check out Honesty Is Key, is with a Z. Joe dropping the fantasy football recaps. Twitch.tv/FeeBaby. Check him out. Subscribe. Chuck, you got anything to plug outside the Real Ones pod?
Goodbye, Baker Mayfield. Your time was short. It was exciting.
I told you.
Rain at the top was short like leprechauns.
The man lost out to Sam Darnold, PJ Walker.
Nasty.
Gotta walk the plank, but he might be walking right into the playoffs, so it's all good. Yeah, nothing else to plug right now.
All right.
Except for this. Lupe. Drill
right,
music in Zion.
All right,
All right, y'all. All
all right, man.
Rappers not too much. That's the verse.
All right, man.
Get this man out of our community.
Follow us at the KWC blog on Twitter, on YouTube. Like, subscribe. You can join us in our new Discord, which ain't really popping yet, but we made it when we thought Twitter was gonna die. So most of us are still on Twitter. But if it does die, that'll be where you can find us. But we'll be back in 2023 with some fresh takes. Hopefully, J. Cole doesn't decide to go play basketball in another country again.
He should.
He want to abandon his children so bad.
We'll be back next year. Usual time. Maybe not the usual time since
Maybe not.
one of us is changing time zone, so we might be a little early. We might be a little later. We might move to a different day. Who knows? We'll get some adjustments in. But yeah, we'll be back in 2023. Shouts to everybody who's been watching. Till next time, 1.